And if there is any grace to be found in this grief, it is knowing that the light that he carried did not go out. It just moved forward, and it shines within the family that he worked so hard to build. For his wife and young boys, Didarul was the provider, the protector, the stable, supportive hand. And today, they are left to wonder, what now? Who will take care of us? Jamila, Ayan, Aizan, look around you. Look at all the NYPD officers here and outside this mosque and across this city who stand with you. I stand with you. I am so heartbroken for you and for your family. And as we scan that sea of blue, you will notice that they look a whole lot like Didar. They wear his uniform, his shield, his collar brass. They carry on his purpose and are sworn to finish the work that he started, and they will be there for you always. In the NYPD, there are certain honors that carry deep and enduring meaning, not because they mark a destination, but because they speak to the path it took to get here, to the service given, the sacrifices made, and the legacy left behind. Didarul Islam came to this country as an immigrant with no guarantees, only the hope that hard work, that humility, and that purpose might lead him somewhere meaningful, and it did. He earned the respect of his peers. He believed in this department. With only 4 years on the job, he did the work of a cop with twice that time and in a command where the work never slowed. But no matter what this job threw at him, you could count on Didar to get it done and to get it done right. And though his journey was cut too short, the way he lived this job, with steadiness, with heart, with conviction, it reflected everything this title represents. So today, it is my honor and my great privilege to promote Police Officer Didarul Islam to Detective First Grade. Detective First Grade is one of this department's most respected honors. It is a symbol of trust, of excellence, and the kind of judgment that others depend on. And while Detective First Grade Didarul Islam didn't have the time to walk the full path, he embodied those qualities and more: steadiness, selflessness, and a commitment to serve. The night that Didar was killed, condolence messages poured in from every corner of the world. His death united millions in prayer, and there was one refrain that echoed again and again and again: may God grant him Jannah. For 2 billion Muslims, Jannah is the ultimate reward for living a righteous life of faith, kindness, and good deeds. It is paradise, and it is also one of the Islamic faith's great mysteries, because these wondrous blessings are beyond human comprehension. We will never know why, we will never understand, but even in our moments of greatest despair, we can take comfort in one thing that we do know. If Jannah is the reward for a righteous life well lived, then Didar Islam surely awaits his loved ones in eternal paradise. May God bless him. May God bless his family. May God bless the New York City Police Department. And may Detective First Grade Didarul Islam's memory be an eternal blessing.
Thank you, Commissioner. At this time, I'd like to invite up the President of the Police Benevolent Association, Patrick Hendry.
Monday was a day that changed and shattered so many lives. 4 New Yorkers who were torn away from their families, that will never be the same, including our hero brother who put himself in harm's way to protect the people of this city. And just like the people he died protecting, he was torn away from his family. And for him, his family was everything. And on Monday at the hospital, I had the opportunity, unfortunately, to speak to police officers about him. And I can tell you this, every single day he came to work, he gave it 100%. He was determined, and he was focused, because it was always about providing for his family. Whatever he had to do, whatever hours he had to work, that's what he was about. And he could have gone any way to do that. He could have chosen any path. But he decided to become a New York City police officer, a job he loved. And he loved putting on that uniform every day and pinning that shield. But we all know what he was most proud of when he took off that uniform and he went home as a husband, as a father, and as a son. New Yorkers, often when they look at police officers, they see the uniform. And they sometimes don't think about the families that are waiting for us to come home, hoping we come home safe. And when a police officer makes the ultimate sacrifice, they're called heroes. But for this family and other families, it doesn't ease their pain. And for police officers, we understand that. There's not a police officer here or outside that's not thinking about their own family. And that's why it's our obligation, our duty, to be there for this family. Our hero brother did everything for his family. And now that he's gone, it's our job as police officers to step up and be there for this family. Not just because he's a hero, not just because he wore the uniform, but because he would have been there for our families. Didarul Islam was a great cop, a great family man, and just a great human being. I want this family to know that we will always be there to honor him on into the future. And I want to thank the thousands of police officers who came out throughout this city, this state, this country to be there for this family. The community members, the families, the friends that came out to support this family. We will always honor our hero brother. God bless you all.
Thank you, Officer Hendry. I'd now like to invite up to speak on behalf of the family, Police Officer Kamrul Hassan.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody to come in here to stay with us. Didarul Islam was my brother-in-law. He's not only my brother-in-law, he was my protector. He was my best friend. He left behind everything. Didarul Islam was a proud father. He was an uncle. He was a brother. And he was a dependable person. For his cousin, he was a good leader. Anything, everything, anybody need anything, he come to They come to us, he was helping everybody. We came to the job very close to each other. He came right after 1 year of me. We was pushing each other to help each other a lot. We've been through this so much time. We push each other. We was discussing how we can do better at this job. Yes, we can't share everything with our families, two different things. Job and family, we can't really share everything to the family, what's happening to the job. Yes, we support each other a lot. Couple of times here, couple of hard times, and we manage everything together. But Didarul Islam was a hard-working officer. He been through so much time. Some point, he's working so hard. His commanding officer, deputy inspector, Mr. Ashraf, realized he deserved something. So he stops Didarul Islam one day. He said, Islam, you're doing great. I promise I will promote you as a YCO within 47 precinct. YCO is one of the unit from the within precinct. But he was waiting to get that chance, but he did not make it. On behalf of our whole family, I'd like to thank everybody to come here, to stay with us, and be there with us. Not only NYPD, it's every law enforcement agency, FTNY, whoever coming here, anybody. We really appreciate for your support. We appreciate Mr. Mayor, Mr. Governor, Police Commissioner, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for your support. I'm not a speech leader, but just want to express myself. That's why I'm here. But thanks, everybody, to come here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'd now like to invite up the commanding officer of the 4-7 precinct, Deputy Inspector Mohammed Ashraf.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I am Deputy Inspector Mohammed Ashraf. I'm the commanding officer of the 47th precinct. We come together today with heavy hearts, mourning a devastating loss, the loss of one of our own, Police Officer Didarul Islam. This is a sorrow that no words can truly heal, but it is also a moment to honor life of courage, devotion, and purpose. In Muslim faith, we firmly believe in Inna Lillahi wa Inna Ilaihi Raji'un. Indeed, to Allah we belong, and indeed, to Him we will return. Officer Islam was not just a cop. He was son of this city and another land, a proud immigrant from Bangladesh, who came to this country full of hope and who chose to serve the city with honor. In many ways, his story relates to many of us, officers that follow the same journey as Didarul Islam by migrating to this new land, with the belief that with hard work, our dreams can be achieved. He wore the NYPD shield not just as a job, but as a calling. He knew what it meant to protect the place that gave him a new beginning, and in return, he gave everything back, fully, faithfully, and without any hesitation. In his 4 years of service at the 47th precinct, Didar showed us what quiet strength looks like. One of his fellow officers described him as someone that brought calmness to any chaotic scenes, as someone that showed up with a smile on his face. He was humble, steady, and reliable. He was the kind of officer you wanted by your side, calm in crisis, respectful to his peers and community, and deeply committed to the mission. In words of PA Mrs. Deborah Johnson, he would stop by to check up on her always and thanked her by saying, "Appreciate you." Just a few days ago, when I saw Officer Islam, and as his brother-in-law mentioned, I had a quick conversation about his recent great arrest he'd made, and how impressed I was of his work ethic, which will open up new opportunities for him within the command. He confidently pitched his prior experience of school safety and how great he was interacting with youth. He was the best of us. But beyond the shield or uniform he wore, Didarul Islam was a devoted family man. While speaking to many of his family members during the last few days, I learned that he was an anchor to his family and a strong bond that kept family members united. An obedient son to his father, a brother to his 2 sisters, a loving husband to his wife, 2 kids, and heartbreakingly, his 3rd child is on the way. A life that will enter this world never having met their father, yet already carrying his legacy. To his wife, his children, his father, and his family, we cannot imagine your pain, but we share in it. You are not alone. Didar was and always will be part of our NYPD 47 Precinct family. His sacrifice will never be forgotten, and neither will you. We will stand beside you, not just today, not just this week, but for the rest of your lives. Officer Didarul Islam died doing what he believed in. Protecting others, he stood in the gap and answered the call. And he gave everything so others could be safe. There's no greater love or no deeper example of courage, as it is narrated in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 154. And do not say about those who are killed in the way of Allah, they are not dead, rather they are alive, but you do not perceive it. Fellow officers, let us carry Didarul Islam's name forward, not just in his memory, but in action. Let us honor him in how we wear this uniform, and how we treat one another, and how we serve the people of this city. Also, Didarul Islam, your journey started across oceans, but your purpose brought you here, to these streets, to this city, to this borough of the Bronx, to this shield, and to the NYPD 47 Precinct. You made us all proud. You made a difference. Rest easy, brother. We'll take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Inspector Ashraf. And now, to speak on behalf of Detective Islam's wife, Jamila Akhtar, I'd like to invite up Famida Begum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Dear friends, family, and honored guests, I stand before you today with a heart full of sorrow, grieving the loss of my beloved husband. My husband was a man of faith, integrity, and service. He came to this country with a dream to build a better life, and he did, through hard work, kindness, and a deep sense of responsibility and duty to his family and community. He was a devoted son, a beloved brother, and the most loving father. To our family, he was our world. To the city, he was a proud NYPD officer who served with compassion and integrity. He lived to help others, and he gave his life protecting them. Though my heart is broken, I find comfort knowing that his sacrifice may have saved others in that lobby, people who were able to go home to their families that day. I want to thank the NYPD and our entire community for standing beside us. The NYPD is a vital part of this city. Its people serve with courage and heart. My husband departed this world as a shaheed. Thank you all for being here, for your prayers, and for holding us through this pain. May Allah grant him the highest place in paradise. Ameen.
Thank you, Ms. Begum. At this time, I'd just like to invite up the Imam from the mosque, Imam Dr. Taqir Ahmed.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God, the most merciful, the most compassionate. To the beloved family of Officer Didarul Islam, to the members of the NYPD and law enforcement family, to our elected officials, honorable faith leaders, fellow New Yorkers, community members, may the peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon all of you. We stand today shoulder to shoulder, broken-hearted yet resolute, gathered not only in mourning, but in remembrance and meaning. We stand inspired by the life of a man who lived with purpose, served with honor, and died a hero. Didarul Islam, Officer Didarul Islam, whose name means the vision of Islam, lived up to it through quiet strength and purposeful service. He showed us what it truly means to live a life of meaning. He was a Bangladeshi Muslim American, an immigrant, like so many in our community, who came to this country carrying hopes larger than himself. The hope for dignity, for opportunity, for the chance to build something lasting. And he did. With courage and hard work, he didn't just pursue the American dream, he built it with his own two hands. But he didn't stop there. He gave back. He stood up. He chose to serve, to protect, to put others first. His life was a gift to this country and to every person he touched. He was a proud Muslim, a New Yorker, a dedicated police officer, a devoted son, husband, father, and brother. Like many of us, Officer Islam came to America seeking a better life, not just for himself, but for his family. He was the eldest son, the first to take responsibility, the sole breadwinner for his household. He supported his parents, his wife, and their two young sons, aged just 7 and 5. A third child is soon to enter this world, a child who will never feel their father's embrace. But God willing, will grow up hearing of his bravery, his kindness, and legacy. Despite these responsibilities, Officer Islam never stopped giving. He cared for the elderly and the poor, both locally and in his native Bangladesh, sending money, helping with housing, responding to needs quietly and consistently. He lived Islam not just in belief, not just in name, but in action, in compassion, in charity, in sacrifice. On the day he was taken from us, Officer Islam stood between danger and the innocent. He sacrificed his life so others could live. The Quran tells us, وَمَنْ أَحْيَاهَا فَكَأَنَّمَا أَحْيَا النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا. Whoever saves a life, it is as if they have saved all of humanity. Officer Islam fulfilled this verse with his very blood. He did not just save one life, but many by the will of God. And though we bury him today, we do not bury his legacy. We carry it forward. Last night, I sat with his grieving family. The room was filled with pain and with heartfelt memories. They told me of a man who put his faith into action, who strove to serve his Creator and the creation. Selfless, always giving without asking. A man who worked overtime shifts, not for himself, but for others. A man who showed us what it means to live Islam with compassion, courage, and sacrifice. One of his family members said something that still echoes in my heart. When the shooting started, he didn't run away. He ran towards it. He confronted the shooter directly, giving others time to run, to escape, to live. He gave his life so others could be saved. This is what you call Islam. This is the kind of man our city just lost. But we must speak honestly. Officer Islam was a Muslim, a Bangladeshi, an immigrant, and a public servant. And yet he lived at a time when people like him are too often feared, vilified, and made to feel like outsiders. Islamophobia is not just offensive, it is dangerous. It leads to hate, it fuels violence, it isolates communities, and worst of all, it erases the full humanity of people who serve, sacrifice, and give everything to this country. We cannot honor Officer Islam today while ignoring the daily pain endured by his community, being told to go back where you came from, being watched more closely, judged more harshly, and loved less fully. To our city, our nation, you cannot ask us to serve and then silence us. You cannot take our sacrifice and ignore our suffering. Officer Islam gave his life for New York. Now it's time for New York and for America to give back, to see us, to hear us, to protect our dignity the way Officer Islam protected yours. And as we mourn here in New York City, we must not close our eyes to the pain of the world around us. Today, as we bury Officer Islam, thousands of civilians in Gaza, in Palestine, are also being buried. Not because of disease, not because of natural disaster, but because of bombs, blockades, and calculated starvation campaign. Entire families have been wiped out. Children are being starved to death as we speak. Medical aid is blocked. Water is denied. Food is used as a weapon. What is happening in Gaza is not merely a humanitarian crisis. It is a genocide. And silence in the face of genocide is complicity. In Sudan, too, famine, war, and ethnic cleansing continue, with almost no media coverage, no outrage, no accountability. Millions suffer, millions die. Where is the world's humanity? If Officer Didarul Islam taught us anything, it is this: one person can make a difference even at the cost of their life. So what will we do, all of us, with our lives? Will we turn away from the suffering of others? Or will we speak out even when it's uncomfortable, when it's unpopular? Because true justice is not just local, it is global. As Dr. King said so powerfully, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. If this gathering today means anything, let it be this: that we commit ourselves not just to honoring his memory, but to building a world worthy of his sacrifice. A world where children, whether in the Bronx or in Rafah, sleep in safety. A world where justice is not selective. A world where freedom is for all, not for some. A world rooted in shared humanity, justice, mercy, and peace. To our elected officials, we thank you for your presence. Now we ask for your courage. Do not just stand for Officer Islam in death. Stand with his people in life. Protect the vulnerable, denounce hate, work for peace. Demand an end to genocide and a commitment to the dignity of all people. To our brothers and sisters in the law enforcement, you lost one of your own. We lost a beloved son of our community. Let his memory push us all to be better in service, in justice, and in how we treat the communities we are sworn to protect. To the Muslim community, let us not despair. Let us organize. Let us lead with the same selflessness that Officer Islam lived. He was one of us, and he will always be a part of us. As we pray for the deceased, we also mourn for the other 3 victims whose lives were senselessly taken from us. اللهم اغفر له وارحمه وعافه واعف عنه وأكرم نزله ووسع مدخله واغسله بالماء والثلج والبرد. Oh Allah, God Almighty, forgive him, have mercy on him, grant him peace in his grave, and wash away his sins with water, snow, and ice. Oh Allah, grant him the highest place in paradise. Raise him among the righteous and the martyrs. Let his children grow up with faith and character, proud of the father they had, a man of faith, a man of service, a man of sacrifice. We will not forget, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. To God we belong, and to him shall we return. Not just because he died as a hero, but because he lived as one. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Imam. At this time, I'm going to ask all members of the service to start falling out, making your way up to White Plains Road. All our dignitaries, invited guests, anyone of not Muslim faith, please start making your way outside so our brothers in the Islam family can pray. Thank you. This door.
الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله